You pour your heart into every appeal. What if the returns truly matched that passion? That's the difference a purpose-built giving platform makes. Bloomerang customers aren't just fundraising, they're seeing 27% larger one-time gifts than industry average. They're growing their supporter base by an average of 12% year over year. They're turning passion into unstoppable momentum. Your purpose is limitless. Your fundraising tools should be too. Learn how you can start raising more at bloomerang.co/purpose and profit. Welcome to the Purpose and Profit Club podcast for nonprofit leaders, mission-driven creatives, and social entrepreneurs. Get ready to stop dreaming and start doing. Here, ideas become action. We prioritize purpose and profit. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Purpose and Profit Club podcast. We have a special guest today. We have one of my clients. We have Michael Murphy from Missouri's National Veterans Memorial. We're talking about email today, so I cannot wait for this conversation. Let's start, Michael, by just introducing yourself. Tell us about the work you do for your organization.
Yes, so I work on the development side here at Missouri's National Veterans Memorial. And for those who have never heard of us before, we have the only exact replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. But we don't want to just focus on the Vietnam era veterans. We really want to expand our campus to include veterans of every generation. So moving forward, we will focus on the global war on terror, and we are going to include all those generations as well.
Amazing. And this is your first foray into the nonprofit world, yeah?
Yes. It's all about networking, right? So I actually got this role because a friend of a friend at the gym knew the executive director here, and that's how I got started. I got started doing work on our website, and then I slowly picked up things like I saw the newsletter and I thought, hey, I can do that. And then it just kind of went from there. Like I just picked up bits and pieces along the way.
I love it. So to give everyone some context, Michael took Easy Emails for Impact, my self-paced course, and then went on to book a call with me and his executive director and ultimately joined the Purpose and Profit Club. And on that call, you said something that I was like, what? Say it again, which you went through and you basically told me that you ran a campaign using Easy Emails and went from, was it like $1,000, $1,600 to raising $9,000? Am I right on my numbers?
Yes, we went from 1,900 to 9,000.
Amazing. And I was like, trying not to derail the call about joining the club just so we could talk email for a second. So instead, we're going to talk about that today. So I have noticed just from you coming to coaching calls in the club as well, like you are very curious. You are such a strong learner. You're an incredible action taker and implementer. So I'm not surprised that you had success with email, but let's maybe kind of start with like, why were you interested in email fundraising and what were you able to accomplish? Kind of give us where you started.
Okay. Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So like I said, this is my first role in a nonprofit. So when I took over, we had constant contact before.
Okay.
I was so lost and I was thinking like, what am I doing? Am I fundraising with this? Am I keeping in touch with donors?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I sending out these emails? And I was really confused. And at some point I had this idea of like, oh, hey, we do like a direct mail newsletter twice a year. Why don't I do an email monthly newsletter?
Yes.
And so that's kind of how the emails got started. And then I was doing that once a month and I was wondering like, how could I make it better? How could I make it more engaging? And I know I saw you at GiveCon. So maybe that's how I got on your email list and I stumbled across your Easy Emails course, but I feel like I'm really just talking you up. But after I did the Easy Emails course, email was fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, you talk a lot about mindset. And before, when I was writing the emails, it was very like they came from a C-suite. Like, this month we are doing whatever it was. But then I just changed it to more like a first person talking to a friend. And it was more fun. It was like the writing was more fun because maybe before I was worried about formatting the email and what it should look like. And I was formatting first and then I was writing. But I took your course and then I would just open up a Word doc and start writing, whether I want to or not. One of my favorite authors has this saying that she goes by: you can edit bad writing, you can't edit a blank page.
So good. You have to tell us the author.
Jodi Picoult.
Okay. Amazing. I love that.
But no, so that's what I do. And then sometimes when I don't feel like writing, like once I get started, like it just kind of flows out and it might go a completely different direction than I thought it was going to.
It's the ritual of writing that gets you through the place. So where I was many, many years ago was like, I'm not good at it. I'm not a natural born writer. This is not for me. When you just start writing, even from that place of like just getting over the hump of all the self-doubt and all the self-talk. And for you, it sounds like too, removing the formalism. I call it like AP style, like press release style, where it's like very corporate, very generic. When you give yourself permission to not write that way, and then also to do it imperfectly, you guys, it makes it so much easier to write, right? And then I've since read your emails. They're terrific. Like I've looked at your content. It's great. And so like, yeah, say more.
It's almost like I have my college writing instructor in the back of my head saying like, vary your sentence structure, do all of this.
Yes.
But then it's also like nonprofits were supposed to write at a 7th grade reading level. So I have these two competing like voices in my head of like, write better, but also like, don't overdo it. Yes. I don't know if that makes sense. Because, I've got a friend who works in journalism and I'm like, why did you go to school for journalism if we're supposed to write at a 7th grade level?
Right. But I think that's like everything is always changing and always evolving. And the headlines she would have written 10, 20 years ago wouldn't get clicked now. They have to be like punchier. They have to be like, just the whole format of what we want to read and consume has changed too. And so I think like iterating and giving yourself again permission to do it differently is so essential. And it sounds like your audience, your subscribers rose to the challenge there of like, they like, tell us about that. Tell us the reaction. So, and maybe a bit about the campaign you ran.
The reaction first. So I'm sending weekly emails now. And like, I just sent one yesterday about, it's called Mid-Missouri Express, and it's this group of veteran service organizations that like pool together resources, and they pay for a charter bus to come here from the middle of Missouri so the Vietnam era veterans can visit the wall and have that experience. And when I sent the email out about it, like, hey, if you've never heard of this, like this is what it is. I included some photos. I had people reply to the email.
That's it. Yes.
And yes, I did not have people replying to the email before. So that alone is like,
that is like your lead gen pool, y'all. Those are your most warmest donors, warmest evangelists, potentially volunteers. Like they're just so warm. When they hit reply, they're going out of their way because they feel seen, they feel connected to your organization. That's such a great success metric. That's awesome. I love it.
Maybe this is obvious and I'm just new, but plug for Bloomerang. I didn't know that when we get someone who replies to the email, I can forward it to BCC at Bloomerang and it puts it in the CRM as an interaction.
Wait, let's just click into that a little bit more because I'm not in too much of the back end of Bloomerang, but I love that. So say it to me again so I really understand.
So anytime we email somebody, like if I'm just going to email one person and say like, hey, I'm looking forward to your visit.
Sure.
I can BCC a certain email address for Bloomerang and then it puts it into the CRM under their profile. So yeah, I learned that and I was like,
yes. So smart.
executive director was really excited about
That's
that. I'm like, of
amazing.
everything I do, like, this is what you're
Love it.
pausing the day for. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing because that helps you again identify those warm prospects. You're also seeing like, oh, what is the type of content or the stories or the programs or the events that they like? So when you're following up with them, it's so good. So good.
It is. My campaign.
Yeah.
So I was taking your course and like in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, what can I do? Like, how can I use this? What's a use
Yeah.
case?
Yeah.
And, I mentioned we have the Vietnam Wall here. Well, above the wall, kind of behind it, we have 70 American flags flying. And we have a flag sponsorship program where someone can donate $125 and then we'll send them a flag, a
Okay.
retired flag.
Okay.
So I'm like, that can be my campaign. So previously, it was just $100. You can get a flag. That
Mm-hmm.
was the entire campaign. But
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, I can do impact statements and do different donor levels. Maybe not everyone has $100. So I did 25, 50, and then 125. And then at the 25 donor level, I said $25 sponsors one flag because that's the cost of it. $50 sponsors two flags. And then for 125, you're sponsoring five flags, and then we will send you a folded honorably retired flag in return. And I did a lot that changed. So it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to say like, oh,
Yeah.
doing this was really what did it.
Sure.
But I expanded the donation levels. I
Really
sent
smart.
multiple emails. I also sent it to social media.
Uh-huh. Great. We love to syndicate it out. Yeah.
Yes, what I learned, because I learned something new with every campaign. I wanted this to be email only and like electronic because I'm a millennial and I think everybody has Apple Pay. I've mentioned before our demographic, they like checks.
Sure. Yeah.
So we had people coming in the next day saying, hey, I saw your Facebook post. Do you have a form? We do. I'll get that right out to you. And then, it's me like closing the door to my office and like editing an old form to
Sure.
reuse it. But yeah, so the campaign that I'm sending out next month, I am doing 3 ways to donate. Click here for the form to print and mail, click here to donate now, or give us a phone call. But yeah, no, it was really exciting. So I pulled up the stats.
Sure. Yeah.
So before I took your course, I had 17 people donate.
Okay.
And then after I had 114.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I'm curious, how long did you run the campaign for?
A month.
Okay. A month.
1 month. And then, I was kind of overwhelmed at the idea of sending 5 or 6 emails because
Sure.
you're basically saying like, hey, donate to us, but in 5 or 6 different ways, right?
Yep. Yep.
So I was thinking about it, and we have volunteers who are here every day, and a lot of them are veterans. So I did some ghostwriting with permission.
Love
And
it.
one of the emails is from our 82-year-old Vietnam veteran who's in the museum every Monday. That was the best performing email.
I just want to just give you all the kudos for creating that body of work that is that campaign. Going, okay, I'm not going to send 5 emails that say the same thing with like a slightly different subject line. How can I go about telling this story through different voices? So smart. So smart. And also, what an honor for him, too. I'm sure he was delighted to share his story.
He
So
was.
cool.
He was. Yes. I did that one from his point of view. And then I think the next one, I was ghostwriting for our ED. And it was like, hey, we got all this feedback from Bob's email, and people wanted to hear, what do our other volunteers say about the flags? So then I had a picture of 3 other volunteers standing at the wall. The flags are waving behind them. and then a quote of like what the US flag means to each volunteer. So yeah, it was fun.
Amazing. Amazing. So how did you sort of you already addressed some of the fear of like, oh, how am I going to send more emails than maybe we normally do? Overall, it sounds like it was all upside. It was well received. Did you find that the data supported that in your open rates and click-through rates and things like that? Where is this put another way? Is this something you're going to do again? Meaning for a different campaign, we'll do another fundraising campaign style series of emails.
Yes, I'm doing it next month. I just finished formatting the emails, so I am doing a monthly giver campaign next month, and
Okay.
I have 5 emails planned out.
Love it. So, how has easy emails impacted like your confidence as a newer fundraiser, and has it translated into other aspects beyond email?
I feel a lot more confident after taking the easy emails course. Just having the ideas of what emails to send, and you know, you call it AP style, I like to call it, you know, coming from the C suite. It doesn't have to be dry material. It doesn't have to be, you know, even well thought out. Like last week, I saw that we were having this campus construction for the sidewalks. And I'm like, hey, we can get some pictures of that and send out an email. Like, it doesn't have to be like New Yorker long form style length.
Yes.
Like, it can just be like, hey, this is going on. I'm really excited. I wanted to share it with you, you know, and that's what I did. But before I did your course, I don't know that I would have thought that way of like, hey, we can actually
That it
send
was like
something like this.
newsworthy enough, that it was big enough to put in an email, when in fact, that is exactly what you should be putting in email, because it's giving people little bites, little wins, and it's answering for them. Like, don't some semblance of like, no, they're good. They've already built the memorial. They're good. No, we're iterating, we're improving, we're working on it, we're expanding. Like, these are the day-to-day needs and more aspirational kind of visionary needs in the next 1, 3, 5 years. So you're sort of leaving breadcrumbs for both when you do those little updates. Yeah.
Yes, and it's also like showing them like where their money's going,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but
I
in a
love
more
it.
subtle way.
Yeah, without it being so sterile, without it being so forced, without it sounding like an annual report. Yeah, absolutely. So you have a robust direct mail program. You have a lot of donors who prefer mailed checks, which we love. And I think it is a reasonable question to go, should I pour time into building out an email marketing strategy when everybody's kind of over here in direct mail and mailing checks? And is that even the right use, right? So what did you find for the folks that are happy snail mailers, or are they happy in the email inbox as well?
You brought up a really good point about opportunity cost for nonprofits of like, not only would I spend, you know, several hours on your course, I would spend several hours writing, formatting, sending the emails, and like, what is the opportunity cost of that? What else could I be doing? So that was a concern of like sending out the emails. Would we get a response? And I was actually really surprised. So, just anecdotally, like one donor, they are an older VFW auxiliary. It's older women in their 70s. They replied with Apple Pay.
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
I mean, you can't tell unless you try
We love
it.
it.
That's really what it is. So, yes, I had reservations. I was kind of anxious to see what the response would be, but it was there. You know, 114 different transactions for that one campaign. So, I'm excited to see because I've never done a direct mail campaign with an email campaign that dovetails with it. So I'm really excited to see how those two work together and what our response is from
I
that.
just find that it's peanut butter and jelly. So we have clients who have, again, really robust direct mail programs. And all we're doing, again, as you're saying, is like dovetailing that appeal into email. And it's just a good ecosystem of reminding people about the campaign and giving people extra options to donate. And you will be surprised. You will be surprised by the people who wrote checks or not now giving online. That's so fun through Apple Pay. I love it. Brands are making millions with email, while most nonprofits are still sending quarterly newsletters and appeals. Let's change that. On Wednesday, September 24th at 1 Eastern, I'm teaching a free class. Donations on demand. Build a repeatable email system to 2x, 4x, and even 9x your campaigns in just 30 minutes a week. You'll learn the myth that's quietly killing your email revenue and what to do instead, plus the 3-part framework nonprofits are using to multiply their results. Plus, I'll be opening my course, Easy Emails for Impact, at the best deal of the year. And if you're there live, you'll unlock a special bonus I don't want you to miss. Go to splendidcourses.com/email to join us.
And, I don't want to discourage anyone who only has PayPal for their donations. That's all that we had before. So, um, before we got with Bloomerang and QGive, our website was only PayPal. So I think there is something to be said for having the ability to open that donation form. And, if you have an iPhone, for example, even if you don't use Apple Pay, it will fill in the credit card
I
for
was about to
you.
say, you don't have to discourage them, but I will. You have to have a strong, robust donation tool. My litmus test is, can I give from my phone on my couch without having to get up and go grab my credit card number and type in anything? I think that's really, really important. And there's so many good tools out there where cost really isn't a barrier. They're very low cost to where it's costing you more donations by only having PayPal or only having like one way to accept payments. Yeah. So really smart. And
Yeah.
like, again, kudos to you for saying, if we're going to do this, let's actually make sure we're set up for fully like high conversions, meaning we're going email first and they're landing on a page with a beautifully designed form that is easy for people to give, that gives people a lot of different ways to give. So they can give with credit card, they can give with this, with that. I think that's really important. Yeah.
It is. And just for the donor experience, I have seen other nonprofits where you have to create an account
Oh, yes.
before you can
We don't want to
donate.
do
And
that.
so I created the account and then it gave me an error page with a white screen and I couldn't do anything. And it's like, okay, if that's the donor experience, like
Yeah. We're out. We're out.
people have attention spans of TikTok,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like it's been 15 seconds at
I
this
was about to
point.
say 7, I think is it. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm
Yeah,
out. I'm
yeah.
out. Yeah, for sure. So I think that's a really smart tip. Let's talk about the future. What are you excited about for your organization? What are you working on? What's next for you?
So next is our monthly giver campaign, which is going out actually this Thursday. That's going out USPS, and then I'm also sending out emails for it throughout the month next month. So I'm really excited to see what the response is for that. Um, I'm really excited to grow that program because previously we had recurring givers, but we kind of forgot about them.
Yeah,
So
they were kind of just lumped in to just any
it,
donor.
it,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
very much like if we don't have their email, they would get a letter each month that said, hey, thanks for donating, here's a print copy of our monthly newsletter. But there wasn't any special marketing, special messaging. There wasn't anything special that they were getting for being a monthly giver. So I knew whatever I did for the program, it needed to be scalable and manageable because we don't have a huge staff. So I came up with a quarterly newsletter.
I love
So
it.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
it'll be like tabloid. So um, I'm really excited to do it just to keep in touch with them, keep them updated on everything that's happening. And yeah, I'm just excited.
I think that's really smart to create a monthly giving program experience that you can fulfill that doesn't stress you out, right? That you can
Yes.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my first role at a nonprofit. It's my first time making pretty things on a computer to print. So I actually went to Udemy and did their InDesign
Yeah.
course.
Oh my gosh.
And
I told you, I could just tell you're a curious, voracious learner, and then you don't waste time. I love it. You're like, what do I need to skill build? So smart. Keep going.
yeah, and like I know there's some people that love Canva. I love Adobe. I think InDesign is, I mean, I know there's people that like Microsoft Office, but like Publisher made me want to pull my hair out.
Yeah.
Like,
I think Canva is just it's for the masses, right? But Adobe is an amazing tool. So if you know how to use it, and it's an amazing tool.
yeah, we were talking our last purpose and profit where someone was talking about, $4,000 to do a direct mail campaign. I was thinking like I would do that myself. Like not everyone can, but if you want to learn, you can
Yes.
easily make your own letters. Like there is a
Yes.
native part of InDesign where you can basically it's their version of mail merge. And
Yeah.
then you get window envelopes and fold it, stuff it, and then mail like name and addresses on there.
Yeah. I'm curious before your role here in the nonprofit world, what were you doing before?
Oh, you won't even guess.
I won't.
No,
I'm like, is it creative? Is it, I don't know. From your photo, I was like, is it outdoorsy? Like, what is, tell me.
I was a commercial truck driver for 8 years.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
This is so good. Like I can already tell you're going to be an amazing fundraiser. You already are, but I can like see the 10-year version, right? Oh my gosh. You're a commercial. Okay. So you are ready to be home. Is that ready to be kind of,
No, it was very like I saw people 20 years older than me
yeah.
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so
You're ready to
like
be challenged.
there was no growth.
Yeah.
There was no challenge. And I did this online boot camp for data analytics, like
Okay.
SQL, Python, etc.
Yeah.
And so Raylan hires me and she's like, hey, we've got these analytics for our website. What do we do with them?
Sure.
And so I looked at it and I'm like, what am I looking at this for if we don't have a web development team? Like,
Yeah. Like, what's the
um,
point?
yeah, 12 people are landing on this page, but if we don't have anybody to change it, what am I doing? So then I just started looking around at like, what else could I do? So, like, yeah, I can update the website when we want to add information about the sidewalks or, but it's very like, again, opportunity cost. Should I spend 4 hours updating this part of the website that nobody looks at?
I was about to say that 12 people visit a month. Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Should I
So,
instead upgrade our donation tool so more people give instead of getting frustrated and give up? Yeah.
yes. So,
So
yeah,
smart.
that's what I
Oh my
did
gosh, I
before.
love it. I love it. I love a good non-linear career path. So that's my favorite. That's me, by the way. So I love it. Thank you so much. Was there anything else you wanted to share with our audience before I ask our last question that we ask every guest?
Um, I would just say, like, if I can do it, you can.
Yeah.
So, if you want to change up your email strategy, do it. And, we've talked about this before, Christina, of like, you can sit there and talk about like all the reasons you don't want to do something. And with
Yeah.
that time, you could instead just do it.
That's right. Call the
So,
donor.
today's the day.
I love it. So good. So we ask every guest on the podcast to share whether it's like a mantra or a belief or just a thought that they like to think on purpose. It helps them in keeping forward momentum. Would you share your thoughts, your kind of go-to with our audience?
So the reason I do everything here, whether it's an email, it's fundraising, volunteer scheduling, it's all about the veterans that come here. So for the Vietnam era veterans, when they came home, it wasn't welcome home. And it wasn't, like we have a volunteer who's in the museum once a week. He has PTSD from Vietnam. And when he came home, that wasn't a diagnostic criteria. It was very like, men don't cry, suck it up, go to college, get married, have kids, move on. And so here he's able to really find that peace. And he's told me that volunteering here and interacting with veterans helps his mental health. And, there's veterans that come here and they'll say, that name on the wall, I grew up with him. So everything I do, it's really for them.
Oh, I love it. I mean, you're bringing together community every single day for people, like you said, who were taught to put their feelings in a box on the shelf and never ever kind of go there. So that's really what is the word I'm looking for? Not only comforting, but healing.
It is healing. Our generation, I'm not sure how old you are, but, when I was a kid, it was the Iraq War. And people had feelings about it on both sides. But at the end of the day, we noticed, like, we recognized there's a difference in the policy and the service members. And, I might not agree with George Bush, but I'm not going to throw food at a service member who just got back from Baghdad.
1,000%.
And that's not where we were in the 60s and 70s.
In fact, not throw food at, like, help. I want to help help them. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that. I think that was really important and worth expanding on. Where can people find you? Where can we get in touch with you? Are you on LinkedIn and your organization if they want to come visit the memorial?
Yes. So our website is mnvmfund.org. We are also on Facebook. We haven't quite figured out Instagram yet. We have one.
No worries.
But they can find us on our website. They can find us on Facebook. And that's where we are.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing generously your time and your story and your now new love for email.
Yes. Thanks so much, Christina.
Hey, High Achiever. I know your sights are set on ambitious, world-changing goals. In the Purpose and Profit Club group coaching program, you can get the support, motivation, and strategy to accelerate your impact. I like to say it's where the inner work meets big impact and big funding. Go to splendidcourses.com/waitlist and you will be first to be notified when we open up doors, and you'll get special bonuses when you join our waitlist. See you inside.